Hello and welcome to the Wrestling Corner episode number 43. The Wednesday Night Wars are back at it again. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes, actually, but as always, I am joined by Simon. How are you today on this lovely Tuesday morning?
Yeah, doing alright, thanks. I've skimmed through wrestling a bit this week. I've had a bit of a just not an off week, but just I don't know. I feel like I've barely watched anything, but I think that's because I know there's 3 pay-per-views in 3 weeks.
Yeah, we've got, obviously this weekend we've got War Games and we've got the big AEW Dynamite show on
I keep
Wednesday.
forgetting about that AEW show because it's not a pay-per-view.
Nah, it's like a mini one. Well,
Yeah,
it's not even like a mini one. They've just got a big match on.
Yeah, it's just a huge show.
Yeah. So this week, not as much wrestling, a lot more of probably a quicker episode, but we're getting ready for the big stuff. Obviously, next week we've got War Games. We'll do our predictions in the main event, but I love good War Games.
I'm amazed the shows this week. I feel like I'm never prepared for NXT to go anymore.
Well, I feel like they only started announcing the team. Well, if I Shotzi's team isn't even finished yet.
That's probably because they do like 2-week builds.
Yeah. Right, but we'll go straight into the deep end with AEW. The show opened up with Adam Hangman Page versus John Silver of the Dark Order. Now AEW said who accompanied Silver to the ring. Basically, they've effed up there. Well done to John Silver. We talk about like superstars getting themselves over. Silver's done that quite well, hasn't
he? Yeah, it's a lot of the sort of BTE stuff is now translating across to TV, which is what you want, really, isn't it? It's like, who'd have thought it'd be successful letting wrestlers get over on their own account? Like it's such a simple concept, and yet it feels so like not different but refreshing. I mean, he's not going to be a main event guy, but it's just good. It's just good to see that there is like mobility and stuff.
Yeah. It's just entertaining. Like how you say it, and it's translated over to the main show, not the main roster.
Yeah, the match obviously it was just 15 minutes. It was just an AEW opening match, really, wasn't it? This AEW is so hard to call, like because it's just
Hangman picks up the win with the Buckshot Lariat, as you do. I think after the thing that I like was Evil Uno. Because Dark Order entered the ring with Evil Uno taking the microphone and said, we're not here to jump you, Adam. We have many regrets, but I know you have some regrets of your own. When I look at you, Adam, I see an individual as part of one of the most popular groups ever, but I also see an individual who no matter how many times he tried to escape the group, would not let him go. And if that's not a cult, I don't know what is. Adam, my friends and I are here for you. You know where we are. You know where to find us. Love that. Just little teasers. They did it with Colt Cabana when Colt joined. Just the things of coming out, handing him an envelope and leaving. Coming out just by ringside. I know Hangman won't join them, but sowing the seeds of doubt.
Yeah, it's the story they're telling, isn't it? Dark Order recruitment specialists.
Yeah.
Silver and Reynolds. Yeah, they've got the Dark Order right now. They're not sort of a main event faction, but it took them a year or so to get there. But and of course, Brody Lee, like they're still without the leader, and they still feel like relevant and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
where is Brody Lee? Is he injured?
Reportedly, although not confirmed. But it's not long. It's not long term. I think it's just like a minor one and just taking a bit of time off.
Yeah, might as well. When the Dark Order are doing such good stuff on being elite, and then on the main show, you can't.
I do think he's expected back anytime soon, though.
Wow.
So
is it even a serious injury or like?
I don't think so. I think it was. Let me see if I can find it. It was reported on the 14th of November. So that's like what 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Minor injury, but no definite timetable. Oh, I think I just thought it was any time now because it was a minor injury.
Yeah. I'll wait and see. Indeed. We had a Kenny Omega promo. Powerhouse Hobbs with Taz was against Lee Johnson. I know he's your boy, Will Hobbs. I mean,
I like. Yeah, that is what more do you want? Powerhouse Hobbs gets the win. Taz tells him, go to the back. his work for the day's done, and then Taz just cuts his promo, done it. I'm not feeling like any Taz promos today, but at the time it was superb.
Yeah,
I love Taz. I can't believe I never because I never knew him in WWE, and I didn't watch like TNA at all. Like I knew he existed, but I didn't actually know who he was until AEW.
Yeah.
Which is he's just found his groove. Like
fair play to him.
So
You can't fault him. By the way, there's a bit of an echo. I don't know whether that's. Oh no, it's gone now. We're all good. We're all good. Top Flight took on Hybrid 2. Yeah.
They did. I can't remember this happening. Top Flight 19 and 21. Like their upside is insane, pretty much.
Angelico gets the win with a submission. TH2 continued to beat Dante down. Young Bucks came out and made the save. And you know what?
Yeah, we said Top Flight were going to win.
Yeah.
But then again, it kind of makes a little bit. It's the vets beating the younger guys, but the younger guys get over.
Yeah, it's one of them ones where it's not actually you're not actually shitting on it a bit because, like you said, it's all storyline based. If these two were in the storyline, it'd be awful, because it's all works in. It's all fine. SCU versus Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. Just trying to see what happens here. As a reference, MJF hit Daniels with Dynamite Diamond Ring. Jericho hit Daniels with the Judas Effect. The ref saw Hager covering Daniels and she can Hager's pin on the Fallen Angel. Basically, the Inner Circle swarmed SCU. Scorpio Sky came out to make the save, because you haven't really seen Scorpio Sky with Daniels and Kazarian in a couple of weeks now.
Not for a while. I don't. I'm not fans of SCU. Like, I'm not like. I'm not really bothered. Yeah, I don't think they're bad. I think I can't. It's so wrong for me to say it, like, because obviously they're all like not vets, but like Christopher Daniels is like an indie wrestling legend.
It's cool.
In AEW, I think they just feel like characterless.
Yeah, I think at the start of when they debuted, SCU felt great. SCU do rely heavily on a crowd, in fairness, to join in with the chants.
Yeah, well, I think part of the appeal is, look, guys, it's SCU, and it's like, well, if you didn't really know too much about them before AEW, I don't think there's too much reason to be bothered.
No.
I think I was also annoyed that they were the first tag champs instead of Lucha Bros.
You can't hold a grudge for that long. Kip and Miro debuted their video game extravaganza segment. Well, they tried to. Orange Cassidy and Best Friends came and interrupted, and they had a bit of a cheeky brawl. It was time for the contract signing for the world title match, obviously, that was supposed to be happening this week. Shivani was in the ring, introduced Kenny. Kenny was waiting in the tunnel. Moxley attacked him from behind. Moxley hit Omega with a paradigm shift onto the world title. Moxley cut a little promo, really nice, good, quick promo. And yeah, look forward to this match on Wednesday. Who's winning?
Moxley, for sure. I don't know. Yeah, Moxley. Big TV title change. I've got to say, during the I did. I think my favourite bit of the show was during the Kenny Omega entrance, where Justin Roberts is doing an intro, and he said, "Can you remember what he said?" Because I can't remember it word for word, but I'm getting the gist of it. So basically, Justin Roberts goes, He is a PWI Hall of Famer. He was voted for by legends of the pro wrestling business and existing PWI Hall of Famers. He is in the Hall of Fame. They basically said he's a Hall of Famer, said why he's a Hall of Famer, and then just reversed it, saying and because these existing Hall of Famers voted for him, he is in the PWI Hall of Fame. Do you know what I mean? Where they just flip the way that they it
do
was
you think
just
this was a piss
really,
take? Do you know in WWE when the Hall of Fame comes out? Oh, and there's the Hall of Famer, Buddy Rogers.
No, I think it's just Kenny Omega just being funny, to be honest.
Being a twat.
Yeah.
As his like gimmicks slowly started to come, it's just his intro is just a bit of being him being a twat. But yeah, you think Kenny's winning?
Oh, I've said Moxley the entire time, and I'm not thinking today. Whoever isn't the champion, that's Kenny, isn't it? Yeah. Omega wins big TV title change. Yeah.
Especially the way they've been promoting the winner is coming stuff. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun to watch.
Just make big show. Really, that's probably it then.
Big show?
And then yes,
the big show's going to come out.
I'm not going to do a big well.
There you go. Jericho challenged Kazarian to a match for next week's episode. You had Anna Jay challenging Hikaru Shida. Again, Hikaru Shida picked up the win, pinned Anna Jay. Obviously, we had Ty Conte on the outside trying to do some bit of cheeky distractions as their friends. After the thing, Abaddon's music began to play. Shida stumbled back and dropped the belt. Abaddon crawled over and licked the belt, her bloody tongue marking the title. Oh, bloody hell, Abaddon, don't you understand COVID?
Yeah, fine. They've not given Abaddon much build apart from she's Abaddon.
She's a bit scary, yeah.
But it was fine. If we can just move them out of this slot in the show.
Yeah.
Like it's not even necessarily because it's the stereotypical piss break spot. With it being in the same position on the card every week, it makes it feel token.
Yeah.
The same thing. The 205 Live guys opening the third hour of Raw like 3 years ago. And it was like, we got to put the purple ropes out, the flippy lads doing their flippy things. But here's the real wrestling.
Was Britt on the show this week?
No, but on Dark, she's got her waiting room segments.
I feel like she's either permanently injured or just either never on the show.
I know what you mean. To say she's such a big player, she does feel like she's barely on TV.
Yeah.
Or barely, not necessarily on TV, but actually in action.
Also, we don't
again, that's the case for most people on AEW. Dark Swole. Big Swole's meant to be. It's because I'm reading about Dark Order. Big Swole's meant to be a big player, but she's just never. But I guess that's what happens when you only put 2 women on TV per week.
Yeah, true. So I'm just looking at. I was just thinking about. I was trying to find free agents. Do you know that are like available to sign? I can only see a couple, like Priscilla, like the women, Priscilla Kelly, Tessa Kelly Klein. Do you know Ring of Honor one?
Kelly Klein's been injured now for about 18 months. I don't know whether she's going to wrestle again.
Okay,
she's got loads of concussion issues.
And then Tessa B as well, Tessa Blanchard, who
I wouldn't go near Tessa Blanchard.
She's such a good wrestler, though.
She is, but
it's one of them ones like, do you take all the baggage with her and everything that goes on with it?
Not in AEW. The only redeeming thing is she's working with her dad.
Yeah.
Like
she's bloody good in the ring.
She is, but I was never that into her. I don't know, even in Impact. But I only really started getting into Impact sort of after she'd gone. So
true. Yeah.
So, you know.
But she's good.
Can't wait for Impact. Can't wait to talk about Impact. Even if I've already told you everything that happened.
The Butcher and the Blade defeated Rey Fenix and Pac. I don't know what I think. I know it all makes sense in the storyline terms with Eddie Kingston and stuff. Yeah. I mean, after the match, Kingston DDT'd defensive Pac to a steel chair. Kingston did it for a second time while Blade forced Penta to watch on. Kingston was going for a third, but the Murdoch Lance Archer ran to the ring. Archer took down the Butcher and the Blade, and then when he chokes on Kingston, Butcher and the Blade prevented the chokeslam, but Lance Archer went back to attack Kingston. Archer sent Kingston to the ropes, but Kingston bailed out. Lance Archer's back.
Was he? He was never gone, was he?
I just feel like I hadn't seen him on the show in a while. Like in terms of wrestling. He probably has been there.
Maybe it's just because I watch Dark and
maybe
people are on there all the time. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't think he was ever gone. It was just a rapid main event, wasn't it? It was just wall to wall. So all right, yeah, fair enough. Lance hasn't wrestled since he got beat by Mox.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
He's definitely been on Dark because he's been doing promos and beating up random guys.
Yeah.
But I just presume some of them were in matches, but no, evidently not. Oh wow, can't believe that.
Also, when I was going through the AEW, I mean, first of all, good episode of AEW. It's what we say every week.
Always.
Nothing amazing, but nothing awful. It was just good.
Yeah, but it's good, but on a higher level than when we say good for WWE.
Yeah.
The only difference, I think there was one amazing thing, and that was Taz. With the Taz mission on Cody.
That was nice. That was really nice.
I don't like work shoot promos. I think they're a bit cringe. If it's Taz, man, deep dirt.
But I was just looking at the AEW Games page. I'm really looking for the AEW Elite GM mode because I've just seen it. It looks really fun with the limited stuff they've revealed. I feel like it could be really fun. Also, I was looking at the casino.
I've not been following it at all, to be honest. The game stuff, but I'm sure I'll get up to speed with it when it comes out.
Yeah, 100%. We'll move on to NXT now, and this is not the Go Home Show. I thought I was about to say Go Home Show. It was the Go Home Show. It was the week before, but you had Candice LeRae defeated Ember Moon. Basically, it was more Toni Storm appeared and looked like she was going to make the save for Ember Moon as she has in the past couple of weeks. Absolutely floors Ember, allowing Moon to be further decimated by LeRae and company. Storm later revealed herself as the fourth member of Team Candice. So Team Candice is full now. It's Dakota, Raquel, Candice, and Toni Storm, the dirty heel. Who does she think she is?
I was watching NXT in such a rush this week. I can't remember what happened. I had to skip the main event, to be honest. NXT. I mean, which is a shame because the main event looked really good.
Yeah. It is good, but just when there's a lot of, I think the worst thing is UK fans is it is. I know you watch it, you watch it the day after, but what it's all just the worst times. That's why I love the Saudi shows. The Saudi shows are on at a perfect time at 7 p.m. It's or 5 even. You can't.
I love the Saudi shows. I hope we get 3 next year to make up for them. Look, I don't agree with them being a thing, but they've got to fulfil the contract, and they're doing 2 a year, and we've only had 1 this year. So I'm honestly next year I might as well just put give us a proper pay-per-view there, I don't know, something dead like Survivor.
It's why I love WrestleMania as well, because it starts at 10. Obviously, it finishes.
Oh no, but then it goes through further.
Yeah, but I like that it starts at 10. 10's also good. If shows it to 10 till 1, I'd be happy with it.
That'd be alright. I'd probably watch them, to be honest. But not a chance. It's what he's character consistent, and Toni Storm said we're going to see a different side to her. So she turned heel.
Yeah,
I can't argue with that.
Yeah. Kushida defeated Timothy Thatcher. I'm just trying to get this in order, but yeah, Kushida. Strange for Kushida to get the win over Thatcher, quite a thing. But it was more Tommy Ciampa, who was sitting there by the front row, basically just watching on. Kushida picks the win because Thatcher got a bit distracted. I can't.
Yeah, I'm not feeling anything Tommaso Ciampa's involved in at the moment. James, it's a really good match.
It's actually an alright feud as well.
Thatcher's got a bit of direction and character, but even though Kushida's picking up wins, he feels like he's just not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I think he'll get put in the North American stuff after someone beats Leon Ruff at the next takeover.
What? You think someone's beating Leon Ruff? Leon Ruff is going to be the longest title holder.
Surely they're not even going to fluke.
I sort of like it,
Yeah.
Not even a fluke, more just like Gargano hits Priest with a move, Priest is out, and Ruff just comes from behind and hits a proper finisher for the win. and puts Gag like Ruffy's like going, I told you I can compete with the big boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he can afford to drop it to someone a bit lower down on the card because he doesn't feel huge, but he has beaten people, so he does feel like an actual contender for the belt. If that makes sense.
Yes and no. I don't know. Of all the guys, I don't know. I just can't see a world where like Leon Ruffy had such little build, and I know that was entirely the point.
Yeah.
But you just think I was at first I was in favour of it, but then I don't know. I just think of all the other names it could have gone to, and I'm not sure who I'd rather. But I don't think Leon Ruff would have been up there. No, we'll see. Look, it's a memorable one. If anything, it's improved the Johnny Gargano character because now he's just constantly in denial of everything, which I think is quite funny. But yeah,
now on to
I was going to say, make Damien Priest look like a bit of a goon.
He does, but I think Priest is fine, to be honest, in NXT. I actually quite like him. I think he's doomed in the main roster, but NXT I think he's fine. Now to a segment that I think you're going to hear. Everrise came out getting ready for tag team competition, but they got attacked by GYV. They are bad. The Grizzly Young Vets, Zach Gibson and James Drake. And you know what? I'm glad to see him back.
So am I, but I hope Everrise beat him. No. Right, Everrise on TV. I'm not even going to talk about Everrise. They are not the point of this. They just needed to wheel two guys out there. GYV, good to see him back. Liverpool's number one. Zach Gibson's awesome.
He's great, isn't he? Like James Drake's really good in the ring, but Gibson carries the characters.
He's such a unique promo as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one like him.
The thing is, he did get over in America as well. That's the thing. He got over. His gimmick sort of did work in America when they had crowds. I think that was everyone's way. Like in the UK, a lot of people hate the Scouse accent, and he turned it up a bit. So it was interesting.
Zach Gibson's stuff were perfect over here. It's just a case of can we keep it going? Because obviously, I can't see him if they ever do get to the main roster. I can't see Vince going, "Oh yeah, Liverpool's number one. That's great heel heat." You know, like he'll probably just like take them away.
Vince actually knew what he was on about.
Yeah, it'll make him change it to something like the United Kingdom's number one or something
like that,
and it'll be a dirty foreign heel.
Yeah. Instead of a dirty Scouse heel.
I hope they never go up. Save themselves.
Yeah. Xylee and Boa beg for a second chance. Really weird segment. It's sort of Xylee and Boa look absolute like they haven't slept for 40 days. They're in a car and they show up at this, I think it's a abandoned warehouse, this building, and there's a man, an overlord there, and they're begging for a second chance. They're speaking in Chinese. They ink their hands again, and then it cuts off. I don't know what this is, but I like it. It's a bit spookiness.
Yeah, it's a thumbs up from me, for sure.
Yeah, just see what happens with that, I suppose.
I've got no idea where it's going. It's not really main event. It's just something that just keeps two people ticking over.
Perfect. Can't afford it.
Yep. That's what you want.
By the way, KO was on the commentary for this week. I completely missed the opening segment of the show, which was a Kevin, the KO show with Liam Ruff, Johnny Gargano, and Damien Priest. One of my favourite lines was just by Gargano goes, "Is this a prank show? Is Aston Kutcher going to show up?" And it's KO's going, "That's a very timely reference." Do you know, like when you're watching a TV show or like someone reviewing it, and they'll just make a comment where it's just like, "Oh, you're hard," or something like that. I feel like that was KO. Like, do you know when you see like a comment, a director's cut, and they're commenting it over it? I just feel like that was that with KO.
I know what they were going for, but I didn't find it funny.
Oh, I like it. I'm a KO fanboy.
I felt it was a bit forced, particularly because no one's music hit on time.
True, but I like KO. I'm a KO fanboy. Anything that's got him in, I love.
Yeah, I really like what he's doing on SmackDown at the moment, but it didn't connect here for me.
Cameron Grimes defeated Jake Atlas. Grimes picked up the win thanks to Kevin, but it was more after Dexter Lumis emerged behind him. Grimes escapes. He finds William Regal, and William Regal basically announced it's going to be a strap match at War Games between Lumis and Grimes.
Jake Atlas got jobbed out.
I know. I do feel
This guy
sorry
was
for him.
challenging. This guy was challenging for the cruiserweight title 4 weeks ago.
I know.
Oh no! No.
I'm happy it's for the. But I'll be honest, I can't fault it because I really like this feud.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
It's a bit. Should have called it a day at Halloween Havoc.
Maybe, yeah. But I'm glad it's carried on because I like the two wrestlers.
No strap matches have ever been good.
Well, they're about to prove you wrong.
Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan was not a good strap match. It was just the least bad.
They're about to prove you wrong. Sorry, I'm going to drink. But the main event, it was a War Games advantage ladder match. We love these. Previous this time it was Pete Dunne defeating Kyle O'Reilly. So the dirty heel Pete Dunne. Yeah, it was just a really good match. Yeah, I don't know what else you can say. A masked man knocked him off the ladder. Knocked Kyle off the ladder when he had it won. Dunne gets up there. Was the masked man Pat McAfee, or did he even reveal it?
I don't think they revealed, did they?
I'm trying to remember now. I couldn't remember if it was McAfee or if it was someone.
They were wearing that same welding mask thing.
I'm just gonna have a quick look, see if I can see it quickly. This
was the right thing to do anyway. It's what you got to do in it. Like the war games, the heels have got to have the advantage because it just won't make sense if the faces were to always have the man advantage. So
yeah, I've just seen it. It definitely looks like no, wait, hold up. That's not. Is that McAfee? Give me 2 seconds. I'm just looking like the area where the. It is probably McAfee because Birch and Law come by themselves. Again, a good episode of NXT. It's just building to. I love War Games. Is one of my favorite pay-per-views, so I'm looking forward to that.
Can they fit War Games in the Capital Wrestling Center?
No, they are. I think they're doing it. Are they doing it? When did they move to Tampa? Do you think they'll be doing it?
I don't know.
I know NXT probably will be. Unless they are doing it in the Capital Wrestling Center, they probably have the space. They'll just move the Thunderdome back. Not even the Thunderdome, just the seating back because they can do.
Yeah. I'm weirdly unexcited for this takeover. I'm sure it'll be good, but I think it's because I get excited for main roster pay-per-views because main roster crowds are dead anyway.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at War Games 2020 to see where it says.
So
it says
I feel like that doesn't really matter too much. NXT crowds, takeover crowds are electric. Mm-hmm. They are what bring the show to life. And I think they just feel so much smaller, and I don't think I'm ever going to get used to that until they're back in. No, which is a shame because story-wise, and also I think it feels like a little bit of a B-level War Games. Like McAfee, Lorcan, and Birch. Well,
you say that, but Lorcan and Birch have had stellar matches on takeovers.
They absolutely have, but they've not been built like it. It feels to me like they've seen they're a few weeks away and gone. Oh, we need a 4-man faction.
No, I don't. I feel like I'm happy with this. Obviously, it was never supposed to be them. It was never supposed to be done. It was supposed to be Rich Holland. But I quite like it. Birch and Lorcan have actually had great matches on takeovers. It's good to see him in a love a War Games match. I'm really looking forward to this pay-per-view, and I think that's just my love for War Games. But you look at the matches. You've got the 2 War Games match with the one of the Shotzi members not being announced, probably going to be EO maybe. You've got obviously the men's, and you've got the Triple Threat North American Championship match, which will be good, and then you've got Loomis Grimes, which will be fun, and that's it. So
yeah, what didn't NXT won this week, didn't
it? Yep.
Have you seen this?
Much.
By 2,000.
Yeah, Brian Alvarez would have tweeted, didn't it?
I was amazed by that. I know it's the Go Home show, but
I think it wasn't even the Go Home show. Yeah, won by 2,000. I think
it won Warren.
NXT always do well around Thanksgiving, and I don't know why.
There's not a chance at the moment that I would ever choose NXT over AEW, but that's just me at the moment. That Yeah, I don't know. I've not been into it. Halloween Havoc was when NXT peaked for me recently, and since then, it's
Really?
I feel like they've just struggled to reset. Yeah.
So for me, I would choose NXT over AEW now, just because of I like my more of, not comedy stuff, but I like my stip matches. So I love the war games stuff. I like a strap match. I like some of the AEW stuff. AEW is definitely more of your hard, not your hardcore stuff, but your pure wrestling. Like if you love your proper indie wrestling, AEW is the show for me. Well, I like them both, but as of right now, just because of war games and stuff, it'd be NXT. That's not
Yeah,
even
I think
falling on AEW. AEW is good.
at the moment I'll go to AW for my proper wrestling, not pure, but like my sort of work rate in ring stuff. And for my silly sports entertainment nonsense, I'll go to Impact.
Yeah, true.
And WWE just don't seem to be filling anything for me at the moment. It's
The
just
main
there.
roster, not for me. NXT is fine. Main roster
I
is
don't know.
not enough.
I thought SmackDown was superb this week.
Yeah, very good. The
Like
ending
the
I
best
loved,
episode in a long time.
before we go to SmackDown, what happened in Impact this week?
Right, Impact. Right. So this
Impact
week
in 205 Live and stuff.
structured all around. Hang on, have I got the wrong week on it? No, I haven't. It was all structured around Wrestlers Court with the Swingman. Show kicked off with the Sea Stars, me neither, versus Kira Hogan and Tasha Steelz. And Steelz and Hogan won because the Sea Stars, I don't think they're signed. I think they've just drafted them in as like indie talent. Yeah, I think Tasha Steelz and Kira Hogan are probably going to win the tournament in general.
Okay.
Cool.
What about Johnny Wrestler and Jazz?
I don't know who Jazz is. I know that's terrible.
You don't know who Jazz is? Oh, Jazz is great. Skinhead Jazz.
No. So for that reason, I'm just not considering them. Wrestlers Court, the boys versus Johnny Swinger. I wonder if they've got any of the lines in here. So that's it. After producing the same gun used to shoot Johnny Bravo, Swinger found himself brought up on charges in Wrestlers Court. Madison Rayne represented Swinger, while D'Lo Brown from the Nation of Litigation represented the locker room.
For God's sake.
Judge Tommy Dreamer, the innovator of jurisprudence, was replaced immediately by Brown when Madison Rayne pointed out that Dreamer was the man accusing Swinger. Dreamer says to Madison Rayne, "This is the biggest house I ever drew, Daddy," because there's like 10 people in the room. Rayne...
Was Swinger on Impact when they had crowds? Surely it was.
Yeah, he was.
I'd love it if it genuinely wasn't, and that was like not a true statement, but if you look back, it actually makes sense if they had crowds.
Yeah, it's the biggest house that tickled me. Rayne says that the crime in question was committed by a mastermind, and that should rule Johnny Swinger out of the question. Swinger says, "What a burial! Leave your shovel at home, Daddy."
It's just a Mark segment in it.
I forgot about that singer. What a burial! Oh man, I love him. Fowler Barcode, Dina, and AC Romero all testified against Swinger. To be continued. Then it comes back with Tommy Dreamer interrogating Swinger. Then Swinger says, "Listen, I've memorised this. I've watched it so many times. Listen, Dream Daddy, I'm an elite athlete. I'm at the top of my game." Says that he's got all the sponsorship deals, advertisements. Why would he want to screw all that up, Daddy? Hell, he's the O.J. Simpson of professional wrestling, Daddy. Everyone just falls silent and just looks at him. Dreamer asks him when was the last time he read a newspaper. Swinger says, 91. Has something happened? Smarten me up, Daddy. Nice.
God's sake.
Tommy Dreamer calls Father James Mitchell to the stands. Mitchell talks about virgin blood and says it suggested it would be highly sought after for some people. This leads to Rosemary taking a stand. She admitted she never loved Bravo and she used him for his virgin blood. Then Johnny Bravo appears. And after an argument, he admitted it wasn't Rosemary who shot him. He could smell the perpetrator. And it was Larry D.
Not Larry D.
whose romantic Lawrence D persona took exception to Bravo for stealing Rosemary from him. Because when they were in Wrestler's house, Lawrence D was trying to get in there, and Johnny Bravo took her.
Okay.
So Lawrence D shot him. Charges against Swinger were dropped. He rips off the neck brace, and then his music plays in the courtroom. It gets an A grade, and it's hard to give it anything else. Superb. It's just Swinger. He's one of the most underrated guys in wrestling right now.
Is he? Yeah, he probably is actually.
Yeah, I've been singing his praises. There's no one who's as funny on a weekly basis. So
in terms
regular.
of character, I can 100% give you that.
He's not a work rate wrestler anymore. He's not even a wrestler. He's just a character.
True. There are things that I've seen in this Impact though that I really did like. Yeah. I'll let you talk about it first, and I'll tell you.
Oh, well, did you like the Defeat Rohit challenge?
Suicide. Love Suicide.
Yeah.
I mean, it was proper Suicide.
Came out.
Was it Crazy Steve?
It was. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. So I rolled my eyes because it was Suicide. They have a bit of a match. Then TJP. No, Rohit Raju. Yes, so Rohit Raju is insistent it's TJP under the mask. Spends the entire match trying to rip the mask off. Finally gets it off, and it's Crazy Steve. Raju can't believe it, and then TJP just walks out on the ramp and goes, see, I'm here. Crazy Steve rolls him up, and I think Crazy Steve now will probably get an X Division title shot, but TJP also can get one. It was harmless fun, but he defeated Rohit.
Exactly, he beat the challenge.
Then we had the Impact Wrestling debut of Killer Kelly versus Kimberly. So, Killer Kelly's cool. She's got a unique look and stuff. She did quite a bit of stuff in NXT UK without ever really winning that much.
I liked her in NXT UK, so when NXT UK, I did try to watch as much as I can. And Killer Kelly was someone who I found myself gravitating to her. She was good. She had a bit of a unique stuff, and then I saw that she lost. I was like, why did she lose?
Right, so Kimberly won, but this isn't important. What is important is, and can I ask you to watch this segment on YouTube as I
already watched
about
it.
Have you?
I've literally just watched it.
So what the Sue Young stuff at the end?
Yeah. No, I don't want to. What was it? I don't understand it.
So Sue Young and Susie, the alter egos.
Yeah.
But Susie came out on the stage, lights went out, and then Sue Young entered and went to the ring but they shot it whilst they were on the ramp at the same time, but to the same person. I don't know how they did it. Well, it's got to be seen to be believed. It's insane.
I'm guessing it was a body double. Well, not body double. They've just
though. You could see both times it was that person. People are saying it was like screen mirroring, but I have no idea.
I'm just looking now. Hold up. I'm just trying to see at the end, so you can tell that's from Sue Young. Sue Young.
It's such a big thing as well, and it was so throwaway. Like it was so random.
I think that's like you said, it's screen mirroring. It's just different comments because when Sue Young storms away, and as soon as she leaves, it cuts to a different camera, which could have easily just been a simple edit cut.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing what they did was they just got someone who had the similar build, similar thing to Sue Young. I also quite like Sue Young. She looks very different. Like she looks very different from what she usually looks like. Do you know what I mean? From her Susie character, anyway.
Yeah, it's a really good sort of. It's like the Fiend and Bray Wyatt stuff, in it, really.
Yeah, in a way.
It is. It's the demonic sort of version, and then the far more innocent sort of. You can imagine Susie being in the Firefly Funhouse. She's basically Alexa.
True, I can definitely see that.
Sue Young. It's the best. It's the best alter ego persona since Johnny Swinger and Swinger Side. Have you ever seen Swinger Side, where he comes out in the Suicide costume just doing all the Swinger mannerisms?
No, I haven't. I don't want to put myself through that. It's Johnny Swinger.
Ethan Page versus a phenomenal opponent. So I forgot to ask you about this last time. So basically, on the show the week before, they'd been teasing that Ethan Page is going to have to face a phenomenal opponent. Like, he's the phenomenal one. It turns out it's Swoggle lol. Swoggle won with a roll up.
I loved it.
Ethan Page was just in absolute disbelief. He's on his way out, isn't he? You've seen it?
Where's
his contract up? I don't know, but his contract's up at the end of the year. It's a free agent.
I think
they've done the last batch of Impact tapings. I think AEW, because why would he work on so much promo? He's got his vlogs. He's got all his merch. He's got a ton of merch. He's got the Karate Man. All of that goes if he goes to WWE.
That's the thing. I think if let's say he just had his YouTube channel, or like he had them talking shop appearances, because he's got so much, I don't want to say, but equity to himself, if that makes sense. Him going to WWE wouldn't make as much sense as in terms of go to AEW, still keep your name. You probably won't be featured as heavily because they have got a lot of big guys, but you're at least going to keep all your vlog stuff. You'll be able to do the talking shop stuff.
Yeah, like he's such a creative outlet. Like,
unless he resigns,
he's got so much to offer.
He could resign with them.
He could resign. But there's loads of contracts that are up. Let me see if I can find them. Because what's also interesting is, so Ethan Page's contract is up. Josh Alexander's isn't.
Mm-hmm.
So does that leave? Does that leave Josh Alexander just sort of in singles competition?
That's what I was thinking. Like, because obviously the North are great, but do you think if them two were leaving together as the North, you'd say AEW tag team division, make it bolster that division even more. But do you think could be thinking of they want them both? Ethan Page debuts without him, and then one episode he comes out and tries to challenge the Young Bucks by himself. Boom, Josh Alexander comes out. If you want them as your tag team division,
possibly, but Ethan, like, I don't know, he's good with Josh Alexander, but I feel like he could easily be a singles guy.
Yeah.
But he does work better with him. I'm just looking now at the Impact Wrestling contracts. If you on Fightful, they've got loads of them are up. Sami Callihan's expires this month.
I think Callahan's staying.
Alex Shelley's working non-contract.
Yeah.
Ethan Page up in January. Taya Valkyrie up in January. Moose February. Rosemary February. Oh.
Impact have got a lot of contracts to either re-sign or bring in replacements. I think Taya Valkyrie will leave.
Josh Alexander's through till February 2022. Wow.
Oh, wow.
I think Taya Valkyrie's WWE bound.
Yeah. Morrison's there. You obviously don't want to judge on their personal relationships, but Morrison is there.
I think she's more suited to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think WWE would really like.
And NXT could do with the bolstering. Not could do with the bolstering, but why not?
Not in the women's division. You've got too many people as it is.
Yeah, but why not?
The main roster women's divisions need bolstering hugely. I think. Do you not think they're a bit short on Raw and SmackDown?
I think SmackDown possibly because you've only really got as your big key players.
Carmella, Sasha Bayley.
Yeah. Who's in that Survivor Series team? You had Natalya? No. Who else were in that team? Bayley.
With Morgan, Ruby Riott. Oh, they're on Raw.
Liv and Ruby. Yeah, Liv and Ruby. They're not primetime players yet. Holla, millions of dollars. But I think Bianca's the next women's champion for me. Mania or something.
I forgot about Bianca.
She's been on a roll.
But it's still not that stacked, to be honest. I mean, I think they'll get Rhea Ripley soon. So
yeah,
one of them. So yeah, then next it was Eric. No, what was the match? Yeah, so Fowler Bar comes to the ring for a match against Daivari. But before it gets underway, who hits the ring for the third week in a row? It's Eric Young and his new meat castle, Joe Doering.
Joe Doering.
Big. It's just the same thing again. Big. that should have been Braun's thing. Do you remember on Raw when he described himself as being a mindless meat castle?
Yes.
And they didn't capitalise on it. I was devastated. So that's why I'm now calling Joe Doran the Meat Castle. Yeah, it's right. These segments have got to go somewhere soon. Not at the moment. At the moment, it's fine. But if we get another beatdown this week, it's going to become a little bit like, all right, it's time to get going now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They also interrupt in like jobber matches that would never be taking place on TV otherwise. So like as soon as it's two guys who aren't really up to much, you know there's going to be some kind of run-in or something because Impact use every segment to maximise their TV time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the main event, Rich Swann versus Ken Shamrock for the Impact title. No surprise, Rich Swann won. I have no interest in Ken Shamrock. At least Rich Swann has still got the belt, and that was Impact.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to do me.
One thing I'll tell you. One thing I really did like with Impact was when Swoggle made his entrance, the commentators were perfect. Was it Josh Matthews and Matt Striker?
Yeah,
they sold it like.
Madison
Do you remember when AJ?
Yeah.
Do you remember when AJ debuted and went, "Is it? It can't be. Oh my God, it is." They did that. They went, "Oh my God, is it? It can't be. It is."
It was just so random.
And then he just went, "Oh my God," when he was Swoggle.
Yeah, I want the biggest fan of it, but then again, I look on Twitter and I see people saying that they're tired of Johnny Swinger. So who am I to speak?
You might have to take a back seat with that one.
Yeah, I would say I'm not in any position at the moment to talk about who I'm tired of, and I'm not when I'm saying Swinger's the most underrated man in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
The best of the rest. So NXT UK happened. Right now, I'm going to go for all of NXT UK this week because the opening match was a cruiserweight title match.
Oh yeah, it was.
Jordan Devlin versus Amir Jordan, and unfortunately, Jordan Devlin got the win.
Like Amir Jordan.
Well, yeah, I like. He trained at the same place I did.
Did he? Oh,
he won the main event on my first show, so Amir Jordan's a bit.
I mean, and the thing is, you would have done it as well, but you didn't want to. You didn't want to rub the guys the wrong way.
Yeah, I wasn't in the battle royal, you see, but so good to see him. Just Amir Jordan challenging for a cruiserweight title. It's fine by me. Ginny defeated Isla Dawn. Nondescript match, but I really like Ginny. I think Ginny's got something everyone else on that roster doesn't have. I don't know what that is, but I'd like to see her make a move to full fat NXT.
By the way, tell me if you can hear that.
No.
Okay, so someone's backing, that's all.
But then the main event, 21 minutes, sudden death, British rounds match in the final of the NXT UK Heritage Cup. A-Kid defeated Trent Seven.
A-Kid is great, isn't it? And he's still a kid.
And he's not just won the cup; he's now got to defend it. It's like a mid-card title.
That's great.
It's not just a one and done thing. So, and it's all going to be under British rounds rules.
Yep. I can't follow it.
Yeah, I mean the match itself is NXT. I say every week NXT UK. Apart from this week because there was a cruiserweight title match, but the first half an hour is usually quite missable. But the main event is like, well, if you're willing to put yourself through like 3 hours of Raw or whatever, then you've got to like sack off that time and watch 205 in the main event of NXT UK every week because you'll enjoy it far more.
I really like A-Kid. He's good. He's very good.
Yeah, not more to be said than that. 205 this week. It's just the same people in different combinations. August Gray defeated Ari Daivari because reasons. Right, so August Gray gets a big win over Daivari on 205. What's he doing on NXT? He's backstage with the rest of Timothy Thatcher's students watching him on TV. Come on, let's make a character consistent.
Yeah.
At least they did do a little bit of a VT for Kurt Stallion, though, didn't they? Because he's got the cruiserweight title match.
Maybe. I can't remember.
They mentioned him at some point, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. At least they're actually talking about him." Main event: Kurt Stallion defeated Raul Mendoza.
I like Rowan and Simon, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it was.
I understand why.
Yeah. So he beats like one of Escobar's sort of heel goons, and then Joaquin Wilde and Mendoza get the beat down on him afterwards. So Legado del Fantasma stand tall, but Kurt Stallion got the win. Yeah, it was not the most spectacular episode of 205, but it was passable. And then in the main event, and then on main event, Miss TV.
Wait, Miss TV was on main event?
Yeah.
Oh, things you love to see.
And who were the guests? Retribution.
Oh, fucking
hell. I'm not making this up. It doesn't say anything more than that. Wow, there's not been an episode of Miss TV on main event for years.
Jesus Christ.
And Retribution as well.
Oh. And you had Jeff Hardy Ricochet.
Yeah, that's the next one. I was just going to come on to that, mate. The sole match on main event. Ricochet defeated Jeff Hardy. Hang on, Ricochet defeated Jeff Hardy? That doesn't work in kayfabe. Jeff Hardy's way above him.
Have you seen the finish? Hardy walks up the entranceway. Hardy walks by Elias, heads backstage. Hardy comes back out with the guitar. Hardy smashes the guitar over the back of the Elias. I think Elias didn't even come out. Ricochet genuinely just got the win. Oh, wow.
I'm going to say they wouldn't dream of doing that much character work on main event.
Strowman's injured. Didn't know that.
Oh yeah. It was meant to be in the main event with TLC. It wasn't going to be AJ.
It was going to be Braun. Thank God, because I'd rather have AJ.
Yeah, I don't know. They'll come back to Braun at some point. You might as well just get it over with.
Oh, it's all right because I've just seen country music singer Hardy has been announced to perform the 18th annual tribute to the troops.
Has he now? Right.
I don't know who the
USA and all that. I like tribute to the troops.
I prefer it when it's on the ship.
It's the most pointless show of the year, but it's just a big house show.
It is, but it's fun.
Is it canon? Does it count?
Some of the stuff has been canon, some of it hasn't. I remember, it must have been a couple of years ago, Wyatt came out and interrupted Cena when him and Cena were feuding, I think. Yeah, or it might be when KO debuted and KO ran out and just powerbombed him in front of the troops.
Could you genuinely look at tribute to the troops and go like, these superstars have only ever faced off once before, and that was 6 years ago at tribute to the troops? Like,
of course.
Do you think?
No.
I think you probably can. Otherwise, they won't do it. But then again, like some of the Saudi shows, it's like non-canon, so I don't know what is and what isn't anymore.
Yeah, you've got to take them with a pinch of salt, unfortunately.
Oh, right, SmackDown.
Sorry.
My piss break whilst Roman Reigns calls out Jey stuff for failing the family.
Well, because that's what he did here, and he called out Jey, and Jey Uso came out. He was gassed. He was, I'm so happy. I'm amazing. I helped you win the main event. Roman was came out with Paul Heyman. He just went chastised Jey, just said relentless for his failures for letting down his entire family at Survivor Series. Reigns then walked out and left his cousin, left him in perceived disgrace. In response to this, Jey Uso, who was an angry boy, as Otis was entering his match against King Corbin, Uso, who teamed with Otis at Survivor Series, just attacked him with a chair, didn't he? Just rude. I like it though. I do like that Roman is getting to Jey, like mentally, and now Jey's just trying to find ways to prove himself to Roman. We thought he was on his side. Jey thought he'd done something amazing helping Roman win. Roman said he didn't need his help. So now Jey's just going to take out the entire team. Like it. Ziggler and Rude defeat Street Profits, typical tag team match to determine new challengers. They get a win over the tag team champions. The champions end up getting a win over them. Sami Zayn defeated Daniel Bryan by a count out. Really like that. A typical thing when both of them were about to count out, Zayn does a thing and just sneaks back into the ring. Zayn demanded the conspirator to stop in a backstage promo. One thing I did really like from backstage, I don't know if you're back, Simon, I can hear you.
I am.
Big E. So Sami Zayn's backstage talking to Charlie, and Big E comes up and tries to shake Sami's hand. And he goes, it doesn't take that long. if you think 10 seconds isn't that long, shakes hand and then just goes 1, 2, 3, 4. My favourite number 5, 6, 7. And Sammy's just clenched.
Way too hung up on that.
It was a nice little thing. I just liked it that Big E actually might be challenging for the title.
Oh yeah, it was funny, and it was like it were a good thing. But some people were like, "Oh, he's bringing back the 5 count."
Right, no.
I thought that's what you were. I thought what you were alluding to.
Oh no. I thought it was just a cheeky little reference to it. I was his number 4.
I love 5 count Biggie.
It's just my favourite number 5.
He had such a good theme in NXT as well. I don't know if you can remember. You know the 3 of them. You don't remember his NXT theme?
No.
Oh, it was awesome. He had 2 NXT themes, and they were both as good as each other.
Fair play to him. Bianca Belair defeating Natalya. Thank God. Bayley jumped up the apron, distracting Belair and Bayley trash talk. I'm happy for Belair Bayley feud. Belair picks up the win, then goes for the belt.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I still feel like with Bianca Belair, I know this is her getting going now, and they're gonna start pushing her, but they still I still feel like they're acting like she's a newcomer.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean. And it's like no, she's been on main roster now for 8 months. And they've done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like they're treating her like Corey Graves saying on commentary. I said it when she first came up, and I'll say it again. Bianca Belair will be a champion within her first year on WWE, and it's like, well, she's only got until WrestleMania. That's not very long.
No,
she sure ain't beating Sasha Banks.
No, I do want to win the belt. Mania is maybe a chance. I don't know.
That is mad though, isn't it? That she's been there for 8 months. It's like a less obvious version of keeping Aleister Black in his closet.
I know. Sasha attacks Carmella backstage, so Carmella does the thing where she calls for the champers, I think it is, and the hand comes across to give it to her, and they're wearing a little boss thing. What's it called? No, not knuckle duster.
The boss knuckles.
Yeah.
The boss knucks.
And they attack each other. Yeah, don't know what
they
you can
do.
say.
Yeah, I don't remember. I can't lie.
Same.
Yeah, but this next match was laughable.
The worst thing on the night, if it's a similar on about, Murphy defeats King Corbin. Now, the correct result is Murphy defeats. Jesus. Yeah. Who is the heel? Because in this match, if you was a first-time viewer, you would have thought the Mysterios are the heels. Aaliyah's stopping Corbin from hitting his moves. Dominic's getting involved in the match. Like, I don't
understand on what planet this makes any sense.
Like Corbin, he was going to do the move where he slides out of the ring, slides back, runs back in. Aaliyah stood in front. That could be a DQ. She's stopping the match from. Yeah, I don't understand.
It's fine. It's fine if Corbin's done something to deserve it, and then it's like, yeah, babyface is standing up for themselves, getting revenge. This was just bullying. I felt really bad for King Corbin.
Yeah. I just don't understand it. So I'm just.
And the worst bit is we're now definitely going to get this now for this feud until WrestleMania. We've
got the match. Is the match next week?
Have they booked it?
Yeah. It went after the match. Corbin called out the disruption, demanded rematch against Murphy next week. He made it clear he will be prepared.
Right. Well, we're definitely getting it at TLC, aren't we? I don't think there's much doubt about that.
But really good feature of SmackDown. KO defeats Jey Uso by disqualification. Yeah. Basically, after Jey Uso attacked Daniel Bryan before Bryan's match, KO confronted the champion saying we're going to have a match, basically. Once Uso attacked KO with the chair, got the match ended very quick disqualification. intent on making Owens feed the family, but KO struck back with a stunner, and then KO just switched, attacking him, putting him through the announce table. Loved it. Just screaming at the camera, saying like something like, "Is this what?" I can't remember what he was saying to like Roman, but it's like, "This is what you want." Just screaming, and Roman just stood there, stone cold, just staring at the TV screen. Loved it.
Yeah, I really like the Jey Uso Rampage, just night long.
Yeah.
Just, it was just really good, wasn't it? And then at the end, we're going down the road of Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, and I'm all for that because I'm sure I've said on here quite a few times before, just like moaning about how they've not done anything with Kevin Owens, and he just feels like proper relevant. And he'd never felt more relevant than at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, he's just straight back in the mix. Top guy, main eventer.
And that's what it should be.
SmackDown is levels above Raw. I know I've not been too positive on it, but on the whole, I did it.
Right. I think Raw has got it harder because I think sometimes Raw has a better individual segments, but as a whole, SmackDown's better as a whole. We'll move on to Raw though. We'll move. Because the show opened up with a Symphony of Destruction match. Jeff Hardy defeating Elias with what might be maybe one of the worst things. Just a horrible spot. So Hardy sets up a table on the outside. He's got a bunch of violas. He puts Elias on it and then puts violas, basically a bunch of instruments. Goes into the top rope, climbs on the LED board, hits a swanton, which is fine. He doesn't have enough room. Breaks the table, and then his head just sort of hits the steel steps and bounces back off. Horrible.
Did Jeff Hardy get electrocuted by wood?
No, Elias got electrocuted by a power box. Done. It was because so I was
wood, though, wasn't it? Didn't he put wood in there?
I don't know. I was sat watching it alongside the NFL, and me and Kim was going, "Has Elias been electrocuted?" Like we may have
Jeff Hardy was awful.
It was horrible.
Well.
It's just the way his head bounces is fine. Like WWE've done the testing because it's Jeff. He's fine, of course, he's fine, but horrible. Didn't like it.
Raw actually opened with a moment of bliss.
Oh, it did, didn't it? Sorry. Moment of bliss opened up Raw with Randy Orton, and again, it was just Randy talking to Alexa, and Randy says, "I found Bray's weakness, and I need to find Fiend's weakness, and I think I found it." And he just stares at Alexa. The lights go black, like, do you know when Fiend's Age happens? It's in like doosh, doosh, doosh. The first doosh happens, and Randy's just smiling, saying, "I know." Happens once more, and Alexa going, "You don't know anything." Lights go down. Alexa's in Randy's arms, cradled. The Fiend's on the other side of the ring, just slowly crawls up, looks at Randy, puts his arms out. Randy passes her Alexa. Randy just drops out of the ring, slides. Vintage Randy Orton. And just looks it up and smiles at him. I like this. I really do. It adds another element to sort of the Fiend's character, and it all makes sense. Perfect. We also know he's going against people that he's feuded against.
I know the bar isn't very high, but this was probably the best moment of bliss segment yet.
Yeah, probably, because we have had some awful moment of bliss segments.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a bold statement because there's been a lot of them, but they've all been terrible.
Yeah,
pretty much.
There's nothing much from, but yeah, good segment. Really liked it. Now I think what the best thing on Raw was Slapjack beat Ricochet.
This was a real sort of moment of silence, moment of remembrance. I take it you've not watched Raw Talk.
No.
So Ricochet was on Raw Talk, and basically it was just pretty fine about it. It didn't seem that arsed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ricochet.
Slapjack.
Obviously, they get given character direction before they go on Raw Talk, but like you just weren't that bothered. Like it was a bit disappointed, but
let's show a bit of fight.
This is defeated by Slapjack. Not to worry.
We love Slapjack.
Slapjack.
He's got it. Dana Brooke also confronted Reckoning. which will lead to a match later on, which we'll talk about. When was this Miz TV segment?
I like Dana Brooke. Go on, Dana.
And we'll see this in Asuka and Lana defeating Nia Jackson and Shayna Baszler in a non-title match. Basically, the finish was Shayna had Lana in the Crusader clutch. Asuka runs, Lana running knee, kicks Shayna. Lana falls on Shayna, picks up the pin. That's how the storyline's going. I couldn't give a shit. We have Miz TV, Miz and John Morrison attempt to cut a deal with Sheamus on Miz TV, basically just promo. Sheamus got in the red. Miz and Morrison's attack Sheamus. Sets up the tag team match at the end of the show. Pretty just dead.
Yeah.
Roy's just pretty dead. Love this
Yeah,
backstage
I don't
segment.
have anything to add.
I'm just going to talk about this now. Basically, Riddle goes backstage and he's talking to AJ and the associate, and it's just Riddle waffling, and he goes, and he calls him Skipper again, and Skipper, and the associate laughs, and AJ goes, "Why are you laughing?" He went, "Because his rabbit's called Skipper," and right, I know it makes the associate. No, you don't. I'd like it. I'd like to imagine that AJ.
Call him by his real name.
Odom. Omos, the associate, I will call him, because Omos is awful. Big Ninja. And he starts laughing and he goes, "Well, his rabbit is called Skippy." And AJ goes, "How do you know that? Do you talk to him? Don't ever talk to him." And then he goes, "And also, why Skippy? Why not Hoppy? Rabbits don't skip, they Hoppy." Went, "Because my turtle's called Hoppy." Just, it's a typical Riddle segment, but I actually
I laughed at that line.
I also like to imagine that the associate is AJ just doesn't care about him like personally, so he's not asking. But it turns out the associate is just a really talkative guy with everyone on the roster, and so he's got all this information, and just AJ does, because he doesn't talk to him, he just doesn't find this out. And I like to see maybe a character thing of AJ's actually using the associate to get information.
There's a load of room for they could go so many ways here. I don't know whose idea it was to put those two together, but I think it's going to be a success.
Yeah. There's nothing you can say to follow it. They have got the charisma, like they work well together. That's the word. Yeah, fair play. Cedric Alexander defeated Xavier Woods. Picks up the win. Great win for Cedric. It's not after. Hits the lumbar check. He celebrates, and then he just celebrates up the ramp and out. And it comes back to Shelton and MVP in the ring, just going, "What? What's just happened? What's going on?" And I like this. It's either, I think Cedric maybe realizing he doesn't need the Hurt Business because he picked up a win by himself, or it's just he's got so infatuated with the win that he's just completely forgot about the Hurt Business.
He's the hothead of the group now.
Yeah.
He's the one who can't be controlled. I really like it.
So do I. It's great. We had the match of the night for me. The AJ Styles defeated Keith Lee and Riddle in a sudden death triple threat match for the WWE title opportunity.
Right. So why was it a sudden death match?
I took into
all wrestling matches sudden death.
I took it into account that they've won this thing out. It's sudden death. They're the final three left. I'm guessing is what they were going for. Like, they've all won their matches now. It's sudden death. 3 of them left, and only 1 can win. Was my taking of it.
Okay.
I know obviously what you could take it about, but yeah.
I can see where you're coming from. I think it's slightly shoehorned.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I ain't considered that.
That's how I took it. I was just like, the final 3 left. Yeah, but it was a really good match.
Particularly because before I do watch Raw, I always watch Ring of Honor, and they do genuinely have sudden death matches because they've all got a 15-minute time limit and stuff. And it's like final 2 minutes, it's sudden death, and it's genuinely. So then when I see it on Raw, it's just a bit like.
Finish was great. So you had a really good exchange between Keith Lee and Riddle where they were both bouncing off the ropes, hitting forearms and slaps, and then Riddle hits a big swinging kick to Lee. Lee falls, rolls to the rope. Riddle's about to go to him. Boom! AJ hits a phenomenal forearm. Pins Riddle, but Riddle doesn't look weak, if that makes sense. AJ gets the opportunity, but Lee and Riddle get a big shine. Really enjoyed this match. really did. And then we got a back system in Riddle and MVP.
I didn't watch it.
Oh right, yeah. You got a back system between Riddle and MVP, where MVP ended up slapping Riddle and then ran away. On to the second best match of the night. Dana Brooke defeated Reckoning. No, I'm kidding.
What's all this about? A mask slipping off?
Yeah. So basically, Reckoning attacked Dana Brooke before Survivor Series. So Dana Brooke wanted she confronted Mustafa Ali in the night, and then met her silent in the ring. Fueled by her furious, Brooke scored a quick win. Basically, she ripped the mask either fell off or Dana ripped off. I can't remember. And then all Twitter was going, "Oh my god, it was me again!" Oh, I wouldn't have thought that. Dana picks up the win, and then when Reckoning was just kneeled in the ring, Ali just comes in the ring and basically berates her. I don't know what they were going with for this. Wasn't a fan. Yeah, weren't a fan.
I mean, yeah, it is a bit crap, isn't it? But it's. I'm not asked about Retribution. I am more asked about Dana Brooke.
Wow.
Yeah. Stepping there. I think Dana Brooke's like madly underrated.
No.
Like she's been on main roster now for just short of 4 years, and she's got nothing to show for it. And I feel like she has improved loads.
I think she has improved. I can't deny that, but yeah, all she does is flex, and I could do that if I was a wrestler. I mean, yeah. Muscles.
I don't know when Mandy Rose comes back. Do you know the official name of their team?
Is it Team Blonde and Big?
No, it is Sexy Muscle Friends.
Fuck off! I don't believe you.
Ask her name them it.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Come on, you need to watch Raw Talk to find out about the Sexy Muscle Friends.
I don't think I do. But the main event
time. Our Truth asked if he could join.
Truth is great, isn't it? But the main event, it was Drew McIntyre and Sheamus defeating The Miz and John Morrison. Did like this match quite a bit. So what happens is the match, typical tag team match. Miz and Morrison were thingy. The Miz and Morrison were in the match. AJ and Omos were on the side. The Miz kept on talking shit to AJ, saying we drew. What's it called? The Drew and Sheamus get the win, but they lay out. Sheamus is out. Drew's laid out in the ring, and AJ brings the Money in the Bank and goes to Miz, cash it in. Because we had an early segment where AJ goes, "I'd rather you win the belt because I know I can beat you easily." And AJ brings the belt, the briefcase, passes it to Miz and goes, cash in. Miz goes, contemplates it. Morrison's backstage going, go and do it. Boom. Miz hands it to the referee. Drew hops up before it's announced. Claymore to the Miz and John Morrison. AJ's about to get involved. Amos pulls him out of the ring, puts him on his shoulder, and just walks away with him as AJ's just screaming at Drew while Amos is carrying him off. It's a bit like Scrappy Doo when someone's holding him back. It was very much like that.
Yeah. Well, it's a curse, isn't it? Whoever's got Money in the Bank is just meant to look like the biggest loser.
Yeah, but I like this.
Who is Miz cashing in on?
I don't know.
For that title within the next 5 months?
Yeah, I think it's leading to a Morrison turn, unsuccessful cash in, but it was the thing of I can understand AJ going like cash in, but it was Morrison back going saying, "Yeah, do it, man, do it." I think this is all leading to a Morrison's thing or a Miz and Morrison breakup, which is fine.
I could well imagine that's the case, but who benefits from that, and why break up another tag team?
I think
it's like it's WWE logic. It's whenever we don't know what to do with people, we just say heel turn or break them up, and then it's like it happens, and you go, now what?
Yeah, but I'm a fan of. I think the way they've been teasing this one more than a lot of other ones that they usually do.
I guess it's just with. I don't want to. It just every turn now in WWE feels so undermined. And my reference point now will always just be Tucker.
Yeah, I couldn't understand the Tucker one because he has thoroughly been let down by the WWE. I can let you off with that one.
He's not been let down because I don't think he was ever up there in the first place. Like,
nah, true.
They never had plans for him. I feel so bad for the guy.
Unfortunately, a lot of people do just get lost in the shuffle.
But it's all right getting lost in the shuffle, but he didn't have to get lost in the shuffle. He could have just kept him with
What would he do though? That's the thing.
Keep him with Volty.
Yeah. All right, you're on about like. I thought you meant like in terms of a heel. Yeah.
Should have kept him. No. I just wouldn't get to the singles run in the first place.
Like you said, it's the Vince tag team thing.
Yeah, just when in doubt, break them up.
Yep.
No, so flawed.
But that was Monday Night Raw again. I'm not gonna say it was nothing wrong because there were nice little segments, but it's just closing down to TLC now. And then once TLC's over, we can look forward because we're going to have what's it called? Road to WrestleMania and Road to Rumble, and we all love a good Rumble. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to the Rumble this year. Just I think out of curiosity more than anything.
Yeah, but very very fun indeed. But this time for the main event, and normally I do either a question or something. This one's quite simple. We'll do Survivor Series predictions. What? No, we won't. We'll do main event. War Games predictions. Fucking hell. We got there eventually. War Games is obviously this Sunday. We also got the AEW thing, but we talked about who we think could win that. I think Moxley. Simon thinks Kenny.
Omega. Yeah.
What's the problem? We've got a pay-per-view this weekend. Big one. Love a good NXT pay-per-view. And we love a good War Games. So we'll start off with Dexter Lumis versus Cameron Grimes in a strap match. Who's winning that?
Lumis.
I think I've got to go with Lumis as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to go with Grimes, but I think it's all something for Lumis. Leon Ruff versus Johnny Gargano versus Damian Priest in the triple threat match for the North American title. I'm going to go Leon Ruff. I think he's getting a sneaky win. Again.
Gargano. Because they've teased a little bit of tension, I think, with Damian Priest and Leon Ruff.
Maybe.
They'll get caught up together and then Gargano swoops in and gets his heat back.
Okay. Right, the men's War Game match, the Undisputed Era, which is obviously Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy Strong, and Bobby Fish, versus Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, Danny Burch, and Oney Lorcan in a War Games match. This has got Era written all over it for me.
Has it?
I just think Pat McAfee's inexperience will let them down in terms of no. Oh God, I'm changing. I'm going Pat McAfee's boys.
I really want the Undisputed Era to win, but I don't like if McAfee and his boys lose this one. I think they're dead in the water.
Yeah. Do you think maybe outside interference, or do you think they just win it clearly?
Clearly, I don't know who. I don't know what interference.
I think in Rich Holland, but he's probably not fit.
It's War Games, so there's going to be loads of shenanigans. Pat McAfee will get the pin, and he'll kill someone off the top of the cage or something.
Yeah, something stupid.
Like it'll be a protected loss because it'll be some insane bump.
Yeah, I think that's the look of War Games. You can have that. Then finally, what might be the main? I don't know what's main eventing because obviously
yeah, I don't. Probably men's.
Yeah. Team Shots, which is Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley to be announced versus Team Candice, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Tony Storm. Now, 2 questions. Do you think the to be announced is announced on Wednesday, or do you think it's at the end of the match? At the start of the match at TakeOver?
I didn't even know there was a to be announced.
Well, yeah, there's only 3. It's Shotzi, Ember, and Rhea.
Wednesday.
Do you think it's here? I'm thinking.
Yeah, it'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it, to leave her off?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Who is there? You've got Io, you've got Rhea, you've got Raquel.
That's the thing.
It's not going to be Xia Li.
No.
Or Kavita Devi.
Kavita Devi. Oh.
Yeah, it's got to be Io on it. Well, that feels a bit underwhelming for a TBA.
Yeah. It's only TBA just because, the thing is, Rhea and Ember have only just been recently announced anyway.
Yeah. I'll go with Team Shotzi solely because I've got the heels winning the other one.
Okay.
But Tony Tony Storm cannot take the fall.
No, I think it'll be Dakota taking the fall, if anything, or Candice.
No, I think it'll be Dakota. Looking at that lot. Yeah. Or hopefully Raquel Gonzalez, and they move up to me.
And I hope the woman is a shock one. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. I hope it's a shock announcement. Maybe not you. I don't know who it could be, but
I don't know who they could be. Mickey James dropping back down.
All for that.
Maybe.
I'm all for that indeed.
I think she wrestled. Wasn't she on the first NXT Takeover War Games?
Yes. Possibly, yeah. I can't remember off the top of my head.
No, I won't know.
But yeah.
No, she wasn't. It was some NXT Takeover though.
That's fine. But thank you very much. It's been we got in an hour 20 for episode 43. We'll be back next week for episode 44, which will be the War Games preview.
Review.
Which will be a review, sorry. Yeah, and the AEW review. Simon will be hosting that next week. Content on this channel, we have got tonight and tomorrow, we've got the Champions League watch-alongs. We've got a watch-along on Friday and Saturday for football. Leipzig versus Bayern's one day, and I don't know the other ones. If you go to @the_top corner on Twitter, you'll be able to see all of that. But yeah, thank you very much, Sam, for joining me.
Yes, thank you.
And we'll see you next week for some War Game shenanigans.